What's going on YouTube? This is Nathan AJ with the Aficionados here to bring you our review of the brand new DC animated film Justice League vs. Teen Titans. Now, fans and friends alike have been messaging me on Facebook, messaging me on Twitter, asking me what I thought about the trailer, sharing it on my wall, and everything else. So a lot of people are have been eagerly looking forward to this film, and I'm very happy to bring you my review. Now, I'm going to do things a little bit different. I'm going to start from the bottom and work away. We'll start from the bottom, so start from the top and work our way down to the bottom a little bit. I literally about to say start from the bottom, now we're here. Where I'm going to go ahead and tell you off the bat that I give this movie a 7.5. It's very enjoyable, but it has leaves a lot to be desired. And if you guys, this is going to be a spoiler review, so if you guys have not seen the movie already, please pause the screen, or if you care about spoilers or anything like that, please pause the screen, or pause the video, go watch the movie, and then come back and comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Now, going ahead straight up getting into it, I just want to go ahead and say this off the bat. I feel like the bar that was set with my two personal favorite movies and a close contender for third, which was Flashpoint Paradox, the Batman Red Hood, and Justice League Gods and Monsters, when it comes to complete storytelling, character development, fight action scenes, and animation, I feel like those three films in particular, and some of the other films too, have set the bar so high that none of the DC animated cinematic universe films, like Son of Batman, like Justice League Throne of Atlantis, like Justice League vs. Teen Titans, which I'm talking about right now a little bit, I feel like they don't live up to that bar. And maybe some of my friends have said maybe it's unfair to compare the two because, you know, obviously maybe those three films had like a lot more development time a little bit, but it's almost like two kids who go to the same school, go to the same class, like the same girl, but they never ever talk to each other. They just kind of angrily stare at each other from across the classroom, and looking like y'all should at least share notes a little bit, you know, help each other out, maybe even team up to try to get the girl together, you know, maybe you know, or have a duel to the death, may the best man win or something. I feel like this should be more of a cumulative effort where it ultimately feels like those products were made on their own as standalone films, but they did so much more, you know. And with the Justice League movies, which they're very good, but they're just not great. Now the plot of the film is really centered more on Damian, which I really wish they didn't do, because at this point I feel like Damian has pretty much starred in like 4 movies at this point, you know, and so much of it's centered around Damian. I love that character in the comics, but in animated series I really wish he would take more of a background role a little bit, especially because Damian is not operating well with the Justice League. You know, the Justice League in the very beginning of the movie, for like the first really like 10-15 minutes of the movie, you see how the Justice League have opened up the Hall of Justice, and the Legion of Doom is crashing in on their party. And it's hilarious to me because I haven't heard of Legion of Doom since like Justice League, I would say Justice League Atlantis, but Justice League Unlimited, or even Justice League animated series. So every time I just hear the full title, the Legion of Doom, I kind of get giddy on the inside. And the Legion of Doom was made up of Lex Luthor, Weather Wizard, Toy Master, and Cheetah. And so I was very much, and I'm on the front, I feel like the Justice League themselves play way too much Mortal Kombat and play way too much Street Fighter, because when they fought the Legion of Doom, they came to win. They was pulling on some mad serious combos like grab you, punch you in the stomach, slam you into the pillar, slam you into the pillar again, then clothesline you. I'm just like, stay down, just like Solomon Grundy, just know, because Batman is putting in that work on you. And to see, and it really did feel like the teamwork and coordination was developed from the previous films, and maybe that's ultimately where a lot of the Teen Titans interactions were lacking, because they didn't feel like a team. I understand that they're new and everything else, but and especially I felt like Starfire as a character was not an effective leader, and my gripe with her, for her to be an older member of the team, it felt like she might have been a teenager like the rest of them, for all the leadership qualities that she did, because she never rallied as a force. And I compared her a little bit to Shadowcat from the X-Men, which might be an unfair comparison, where you had a character who was a kid, and you pretty much watched them grow up, and you're seeing them as like a senior member of the team, you know, and you teaching the younger members of the team. But I never felt like felt like Starfire really like was a force to be reckoned with, especially with all her powers. The plot of the movie, going back to the plot of the movie, it centers around, you know, as is customary for Teen Titans mythos, where it centers around how Raven is trying to get away from her dad Trigon. Trigon's trying to come over here, to come to Earth to take it over, and he sends his shadow demons, you know, to possess superpower beings to pretty much work as his agents on this Earth, and that ultimately serves as the reason why Superman or the Justice League has to fight the Teen Titans. And it feels very reminiscent of the plot of Young Justice, but I feel like the Young Justice plot worked out a lot better, not only in both setup and execution, but also when it comes to more so character development and far-reaching consequences. And that's really what it comes down to, because by the time they fight, it's you fight and it's over with, and now we've all teamed up to like save the day against Trigon. And I'm gonna front, I feel like Trigon in particular is a character whose whole purpose is to get beat. Like I never feel like Trigon in comic books, video games, whatever. I never feel like Trigon could possibly win. It's like, yo, you're just a big boss for us to hit on until you finally just go down. Like at least Darkseid, some of them look like, yo man, Darkseid might actually win this. We need to we need to like really be careful, because Darkseid could technically whoop all our asses at once. Mind you, he did get chunked a little bit in the previous Justice League movie, but I ain't gonna front, but you at least understood how serious he could be. With Trigon, it's not the case, and ultimately that because the central storyline is about Damian learning how to work with a team and learning how to overcome his Ra's al Ghul lineage, and also with Raven accepting who she is to become, or to pretty much to overtake her father. A lot of the film was really pushed more on those two characters, which I really would have appreciated if it spread out a little bit more to Beast Boy, Blue Beetle, Starfire a little bit, to see them more go through their own individual issues, and then come together as a team. It felt like, once again, like I said before, it felt like the entire movie was really centered on Damian. I'm really tired of that particular character being the linchpin of everything else that goes around. Focusing a little bit on the voice actors in particular, which did a very good job of selling those previous films, and also even the animated TV series a little bit. I don't particularly feel that anyone in this film did a really outstanding job. No, don't get me wrong. Byron Soho, who voiced Beast Boy, does a very good job. And I'll say, out of all the voice actors, actresses, he does the best. He is the closest thing who I say is either on par with Greg Kripes from the Young Justice animated series, who played Beast Boy, or he's maybe even slightly better. And he brings a life to the character, and that was very much appreciated. A personal pet peeve of mine, and this is my own personal pet peeve, which I feel like what's his name? I feel like Greg Lopez, I feel like Eric Lopez, who voiced Blue Beetle in the Young Justice animated series, did so much more for that character than the voice actor who plays him now. And only because it's as a person of color, and just gonna say that, I really did appreciate the nuances that went into the Young Justice with developing the accent and developing the culture and the ethical identity of that character. Where I feel like in this particular version, even though I love his haircut, looking major smooth, I feel like because he's more Americanized, that part of that character is lost. It's not played up. Sometimes and once again, this is in Young Justice, which was a game changer all in itself, you know, and I'm really hoping that it comes back on Netflix with a season 3. But this is Young Justice, which had a TV show way of expanding the character. But even though, and Blue Beetle was very much central to the second season, but just hearing him say Dios mio, or even just hearing the accent, you got to see that, you got to really feel more of a history with that character. And Blue Beetle in particular is a favorite character of mine, both in the comics and the animated series. A little bit of a gripe, which was Teresa Flamingo, and I could be pronouncing that name wrong, so I apologize. I felt like she was the only one who did not, like, her performance was, I would say, relatively poor, and I try really hard not to compare it to the legendary performance of Raven in the Teen Titans, because Tara Strong played that role and sold that character. So with the direction that the voice actors chose to go with this particular version of Raven, it was very young and immature, and very much did feel like a female, it very much did feel like a 14-year-old girl, which they're playing her as. But it didn't feel like a wizened 14-year-old or a mage or anything. It just felt like, you could be any other girl, but you didn't feel like Raven. And And once again, like I'm trying not to just gut it, but that's in particular where a lot of feelings fell through, because if you deliver a subpar performance with the character, and that character is central to the plot of this particular film, then it kind of makes everything else feel a lot more downplayed. Ultimately, it was still a very good film. I just wish it had more depth, and that was really like more depth and a little bit more action, you know, with that. And I like how ultimately I like how seeing the characters come together, we got major hints that the Teen Titans were going to be getting their own issues. I know the movie released at WonderCon, and people and some of the creators at WonderCon were saying, hey, if this sells real well, we can see more Teen Titans animated movies, or we can see even the Teen Titans appear in live action movies, which I feel like was a little bit of a plug to the Batman vs Superman movies and the upcoming Justice League movie. But well, that's neither here nor there. We did get to see, major spoiler, we did get to see how Terra shows up, you know, at the very end. You see how she's approaching the tower. And so now, because especially if you watched Young Justice or you just read the comic books of Teen Titans, now I really want to see. But I feel like that spoiler or that plot point was something that I really wish I got introduced early. And then if Terra had been another unknown factor where we got to wait to see where she came from in the film, it would have made everything pull a lot more together. But ultimately, comment down below, let me know how you feel about Justice League Teen Titans, whether you agree with my assessment or disagree. Also, what is your favorite DC animated movie? Like I said, my personal favorite is Flashpoint Paradox. My second favorite is Red Hood. How do you feel that these particular line of films line up? Because to be honest with you, while I sometimes have fun, sometimes I don't have fun. Justice League Throne of Lenses, I had fun. Some of the other ones, I felt like I could have just skipped this entire thing in particular. Are you a fan of the cartoon series such as Young Justice or the Teen Titans, or hate to say it, Teen Titans Go a little bit? And how do you feel maybe that should have influenced or did not influence this movie? I really want to know. You guys know me. I love to talk about comics. I love to talk about anime. I love to talk about anything nerdy, because that's what the Aficionados is all about. All about bringing the conversation to you. Hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the subscribe button to stay updated to other future videos. It is our goal. It's our goal to reach 500,000 subscribers by 2018. So please help us out by not only hitting the subscribe button, but sharing it with your friends. Tell them all about us. You know, participate in the conversation by commenting down below. If you don't comment, we can't talk about it. If we don't talk about it, then ultimately it feels like maybe this whole video was a waste of point in time, because I love to talk about comics. Once again, this is Mason AJ. Tune in next time.